Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be part 5 of my declutter series. We're going to get into bronzers and highlighters today, so I hope you enjoy. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe if you have not already, and let's get into it. So this is my bronzer and highlighter drawer. It has been bugging me for months at this point. It is just so disorganized, messy, and just a jumble of products. It's really hard to reach for anything. It's really hard to find anything that I want. So let's declutter this. I'm actually looking forward to this declutter because I'm ready for this drawer to look better. Okay, so I'm going to start with bronzers. Here are all of my cream bronzers and liquids as well. And then I'm going to move on to powders, but this is a lot of cream bronzers. Let's try and get through this. I'm just going to randomly grab from this pile of things. Hopefully that's okay. But I'm going to get rid of this e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. It's very old, it's separating, and I never use it. I'm also going to get rid of these contour wands because I also never use them, and I have other contour wands that I like better. I'm also going to get rid of these two Milk liquid bronzers because they separate in the tube and then you have to mix them up, and it's just a lot of work, honestly. Sometimes it takes a really long time to mix up, and other times I can't even get it to mix, and just like a clear liquid will come out. It's quite messy and time consuming, so I'm going to get rid of both of these. I'm also going to get rid of this Refi bronzer. It is in the shade Tan, and it's just really old, and again, I never use it. I'm also going to be getting rid of these Freck bronzers. I'm actually really sad to get rid of these because I love how compact they are, and the product inside is really nice. However, I have had these for 2 years, and I recently used the deeper shade, and it just took a long time to blend on my skin, so I don't think the formula is good anymore, and they're expired. I mean, technically they are expired, but usually I only make something expired once it doesn't perform as well as it used to, or is like stinky, or it's breaking me out. So for me, these are expired technically and per my own rules. I have 3 of these Fenty Beauty bronzers. I'm going to keep all 3 of them. I love this formula, and I really like having 3 different shades. One is a contour, one is like a warm bronzer for when I'm a lighter skin tone, and then one is a deeper bronzer for when I'm a deeper skin tone. So I kind of have the whole range that I need from them. Just think this blends beautifully. It's kind of like a cream to powder formula to me, and I love that type of formula. So I'm definitely going to keep all 3 of these. I also swatched them on the back of my hand. So we have Amber, Mocha, and Swedish. This is another product that I really liked, but it is now too old and expired. I've had this for a very long time. This is the Basma foundation stick, but I have it in a deeper shade here that I used as a bronzer. This is the shade 010, and I use this as a bronzer shade, but it's too old now, so I'm gonna get rid of it. I have 4 of these Milk cream bronzers, and I just swatched them, and they all smell horribly of crayons. Sometimes I can look past that because I won't have a negative reaction to the product, but these smell so horribly of crayons that I think it would bug me. Like, it's such a strong smell that it's just not going to be enjoyable to use, and I might smell it on my face even after it's been like a few minutes or whatever. So I'm going to just get rid of all 4 of them, unfortunately, but I did swatch them, so I'll show you swatches of them. I have them swatched here on the back of my hand. We have Baked, Stoked, Dazed, and then Blaze is this last one. This first bronzer is fairly new to me, but I've used it a handful of times, and it is patchy every single time I use it. I can't get it to not be patchy when I apply it, so I think I'm going to pass this along. These are a couple of Jones Road Beauty gel bronzers, and I'm going to get rid of both of these for the same reason as those Milk ones. They separate pretty quickly, and it's really difficult to mix it, and sometimes I'll just get a clear liquid and not the like homogenized product. So I'm going to get rid of both of these just because they're pretty inconvenient to use. I think I don't like liquid bronzers from what I'm gathering so far, and the formula of these is really pretty. These are very pretty, brand new, but I think maybe they're too old. Yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye to these. I'm gonna keep both of these. These are liquid bronzers. They're from Good Weird, but they don't separate, and it's really easy to use them, and you don't have to shake them up. So these are some liquid bronzers that I will be keeping. I have 3 of these Glossier Cloud Paint cheek colors, and these are liquid as well, but they don't separate. I've never had issues with any of my cloud paint separating, and I've had some for years and years and years. So I really appreciate that about these formulas. I'm going to keep all 3 of these because I want to play around with them more and decide which shade works best for me. These are the 3 Glossier bronzers. We have Dune, Swept, and then Coast. Coast looks like it could be too deep for me, but I do have a handful of deep bronzers that I really love because I love the undertone of them and I can sheer them out. These honestly might be a little bit too light for me, but I'm going to try them all out like I said. These two Tower 28 bronzers and contours. This is the shade Best Coast, and then I have the shade Getty. I love both of these like so much. They're so pretty on the skin. They're really easy to blend and I just think they're beautiful. So I'm keeping both of these. I have these two Say bronzers in Swim and Sand. This is such a beautiful bronzer as well. I love it for no makeup days. I love it for just an everyday look or just like a very soft like natural look. I like them both a lot. Both shades are really pretty on my skin tone. I do get irritated that the caps break off so easily and I hope they fix that because it is kind of irritating and it just kind of looks ugly when the cap is broken, but the formula inside is beautiful and I love it so much. A new product to me is this contour stain bronzer from Sachu. It's not really a stain, it's just a liquid bronzer and this is so beautiful. I'm loving this. I love the tone on my skin. It blends so well and I love the usability of this little stick as well. It's just really easy to dot on my face. I can get really precise application and yeah, I just really like this. I'll swatch it for you. This is the shade Giving Drama and it is in this little like sponge tip as you can see. It's really small and really easy to use and just like get pinpointed application like I mentioned, and I love the shade and it blends so well. These are all complexion products that I use as bronzers. So we have a concealer, another concealer, a face pencil from Jones Road Beauty. I love the formula of this. And then one of the complexion sticks from Merit Beauty. And I use all of these. They're in deeper tones than my skin tone. And I use all of these as bronzers. And I'm going to keep all 4 of them. I really like the formulas of all 4 and they're pretty tones as well. Okay, we're getting to a point where I honestly want to keep all of these and I think I will. I really do think I want to keep all of these. I want to put a couple of them in my like to try bin area. The rest I'm just going to keep because I really like them and I like the formula of them. This is the Fenty Cream Bronzer in the shade Macchiato and then this is the swatch for it. It's a really pretty tone, also blends so well. Such a beautiful bronzer. These are the Persona Stick Bronzers. I have 2 of them in the new packaging that they sent over and then 1 in the older packaging. I'm going to keep all 3 of them, but I'm going to put 1 of them in my to try bin because I'm not sure if the shade is going to work for me. It might be too light. These are the 3 shades. We have Dune right here, Mojave, and then Sahara, and I really like Dune and Sahara. I love the undertone of Sahara and it blends incredibly well and is not too deep for me because it blends so well and I can really sheer it out. And then this middle one is Mojave. This is the one that I need to see if this shade will even work for my skin tone because it is quite light, but I like how neutral it looks. So I'm just going to test it out, put it in my to try bin, and we'll see how that works for me. These are the Pearl Beauty Cream Bronzers in these pots, and I'm going to keep both of these because I want to try the shades out again, and I want to familiarize myself with the formula too because I haven't used them in such a long time. So this shade right here is Core 4 Light 002, and then this shade here is Core 4 Fair 001. But I'm going to try both of these out and see if the shades work for me and if I like the formula. I love all 4 of these. The Rare Beauty Contour Stick, so creamy, blends really well. The M Cosmetics Bronzer Stick, also very creamy and blends very well. I'm missing another one. I don't know where it is. I know I have 2 shades, like a contour shade and then more of a bronzer shade. The Westman Atelier Bronzer, also beautiful. And then a huge favorite of mine is the Merit Bronzer in the shade Leo. So I'm going to keep all 4 of these. Here I have all 4 of those bronzers swatched for you. This is the Rare Beauty one in the shade Happy Soul. This is the M Cosmetics one in the shade Summer. This one is the Westman Atelier in the shade Truffle, and then this is the Merit Beauty one in the shade Leo. I have these 2 Phytosurgence bronzers. Jason sent these over to me when he was formulating the bronzers and just testing out different shades. I'm going to get rid of both of these because they're quite old and they just don't apply as well as they used to because they're old, and I'm definitely gonna have to repurchase these because I decluttered the other ones that I have as well because they were too old too. But this is such a beautiful bronzer. it has kind of like rosy undertones. I think the one that I use is R4 and it is so beautiful. When I need to make a repurchase, that is the one that I would repurchase, is the shade R4. But these are so pretty. I'm sad to see them go, and I was sad to see my other ones go, but they're just too old. All right, we have 3 bronzers here, the Say One, Pearl Beauty, and Mob Beauty. I'm gonna put the Pearl Beauty one and the Say One in my to try bin because the Say One I haven't used this formula really, and it looks a little too warm perhaps. The Pearl Beauty one I really like. The formula is beautiful and I love the shade, but the formula might be off because of age, because it might be expired, but it doesn't smell bad. And then I love the Mob Beauty one. This one is still good. Shade is beautiful. Formula is beautiful. So we have the Say One in medium bronze, Pearl Beauty one in real depth, and then the Mob Beauty one in M77. Okay, these are all going in my to try bin. I'm keeping all of these, and then I'm getting rid of all of these. Okay, so here we have all of my powder bronzers. I also have a couple of these like palettes in here. These have either cream and a powder in it or like multiple shades like this. This has a contour bronzer and then like a setting powder. So those are in here too. I just added them to the bronzer section. So I'm gonna do what I did before and just pick some random products and decide what I want to do with them. If you've been on beauty YouTube for a long time, I hope some of you recognize this product. It is the Bourjois Paris chocolate bronzer. This was super popular like in the very beginning of beauty YouTube, and I wanted it so bad. And I have a friend who went to France to visit her mom, and my one request was that she get me this, and she did. So I'm gonna keep this for forever probably because I love it. It's super nostalgic for me, and my friend got it for me. So shout out Liza, I love you, thank you. I'm also gonna keep this YSL bronzer because 1, it's fairly new to me. 2, it's beautiful, and I don't have a third reason, but those are the 2 reasons I'm keeping it. I also have the one that's in my project pan, but I'm not including this in the declutter, but just know I'm keeping that as well. Something I'll be getting rid of is this I'm multi-stick dual stick from I'm Mimi, I believe. This is nice and I really like the concept. I also really like that the bronzer is on this small little stick, but I find that the highlighter is a little bit too light, and I think I like my other cream stick bronzers better than this, so I'm gonna declutter this one. I have 2 of these Laura Mercier bronzers. These are also fairly new. They're like a dual bronzer that you can mix. So they have like a bronzer shade and then a highlighter shade on one side. I have 2 shades. They did send me the entire range, but I've already decluttered the majority of them. And for these 2, I think I'm gonna keep the one here on the right side just because I think it's gonna suit my skin tone better. And this one's a little bit light for me. It still works for me, but it's just lighter than I would prefer it to be. So I'll get rid of this one. I'm also gonna get rid of this Pearl Beauty bronzer. I think it might be a little too deep for me. I have used it a handful of times, but I don't really reach for it, so I'm gonna pass it along. Bronzer that has survived many declutters is this Vesca bronzer, RIP. They are no longer a brand, and it's the shade Kissed by D&E. It's this really pretty bronzer, and I like it a lot, but I also have not been reaching for it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Another product from a brand that no longer exists is this Lila B bronzer, and it's in this beautiful like stone hard metal packaging, and I love this honestly mostly for the packaging. I think it's so pretty, and I know a lot of people like the bronzer in this as well, but I wonder if it's too light for me because I used it the other day and I couldn't really see it on my face. So I think this is gonna go into the like testing portion of my bronzers, because if the shade does work for me, I will keep it, but if it doesn't, I think I might say goodbye to this, even though I am so obsessed with this packaging. Maybe I'll keep it for the packaging and not use it as a bronzer. This is a contour palette from Heem. My husband got this for me when he was traveling for work, and I really like it. I like the tones in it. I like that it's a contour because I don't have many contours. They're mostly just bronzer, so I'm gonna keep this. This is also fairly newer to me. This is the Makeup by Mario bronzer. This is in the shade medium. I really love this bronzer. It looks really orange, but it's not orange on the face. I actually love the way that this looks on my face, so I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna declutter this Sigma bronzer just because I don't reach for it very often. It is also in the shade medium, and it's really pretty. I do like it. I just don't reach for it. Something else I'm going to declutter is this Viseart bronzer in the shade VBR01 bronze. And I'm going to get rid of this just because of the packaging, honestly. It's just a little bit annoying to use to have to open it up like this. And I don't find myself reaching for it because of that. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm also going to keep this Milani bronzer. It is cooler toned and like more of a contour shade for me, and I really like that, so I'm going to keep this. I have these two Jones Road Beauty bronzers. I'm going to keep both of them. I have the shade medium tan and tan, and I think they're so pretty. I really love this shade right here because it's more like rosy toned and pinker toned, and I really like it on my skin tone, so I'm going to keep both of these. I also really like this one, and the formula is really smooth and nice. I'm going to pass along this Billion Dollar Beauty bronzer. It's a duo with a cream and a powder. I'm going to get rid of this just solely because I don't reach for it and I have so many other bronzers. I'm going to keep this LYS bronzer. I love the shade of this. I think it's so pretty and I need to wear it more. I feel like things are pulling really orange on the screen, but I really like this on my skin tone, so I'm going to keep it. This Hoola bronzer is mad old, like so old, but I'm keeping it. It's a classic, and I do find myself reaching for this often, so I'm going to keep that for one, I like it, and two, because I actually use it. I have these two Kaleidos palettes, contour bronzer palettes, and I think I'm going to put both of them in the testing phase because I want to figure out which one works best for me, because I don't need both of them, but I would like to see which one works the best. So I'll keep both of these for now, but I'll eventually get rid of one of them. I think I'll pass along the other one. I love this packaging though, like very heavy duty, really nice packaging. It feels really heavy too and just like luxurious. I'm so torn about this Becca one. It is gorgeous and I love that it has like a highlighter tone and rosy tones and a bronzer. So it's kind of like 3 products in one. I haven't gotten a lot of use out of it. I think just because I feel too scared to use it because the brand doesn't exist anymore, but I do think I'm going to keep this and maybe I'll put it in the testing phase as well just to see how I feel about it. I'm going to keep this Revlon Skin Lights bronzer. It's really pretty. I like how luminous it is and it's a really great drugstore bronzer. Also super old though, but it seems to be fine. One of my favorite bronzers is this Fenty Beauty bronzer in Shady Biz. I love the shade, I love the formula, and I honestly love that it's a mini. And I bring it to a lot of travel trips. You can see it's super well used. It does have a little bit of hard pan, so I think I should fix that soon, but I'm going to keep this because I love traveling with it and it's really cute and I really like the shade and I really like the formula. As for these 3 items, this has also survived so many declutters. This is the Marc Jacobs bronzer, the giant one. It's like as big as my hand. And I have not used this like at all basically. And I really want to, so I'm going to keep it, put it in the testing phase. Honestly, I really like the packaging. I like how it looks like a little chip or something. Like I want to eat it for some reason. I don't know. I like how thin and wide it is. And then I'm also going to keep both of these. This Patrick Ta one is so dirty, sorry, but I really like this one. This is the shade She Sculpted. I really like the bronzer. I really like the cream bronzer. I think this is a beautiful formula and obviously it's very well used by me, so I'm going to keep this. And this is from a mutual on Instagram, Aaron. If you're watching this, I don't know if you still watch me, but thank you for this because I love it. It's a prized possession of mine. He gifted this to me. He just sent me some products he wasn't using and this was one of them. It's this Chanel bronzer and highlighter, and I literally never use this because it's so coveted in my collection and I'm too scared to use it. But I think I will put this in the testing phase as well. I might end up just keeping it because it is Chanel and it's the only like Chanel makeup product I own. But I would like to use it more and see if I actually even like the product on the inside. We'll see if I end up keeping it if I don't like the product, but if I do like it, I'm definitely keeping it. We'll see, but I'm going to keep this. So these are all of the products I'm going to be testing out and deciding if I want to keep or not. These are all of the bronzers I will be keeping, plus this one. And these are all the bronzers I will be decluttering. So honestly, I feel really good about that. I feel like I got rid of a good amount. I'm also seeing my mom tonight for dinner with my family, and she asked me to bring her a bunch of makeup for pasalubong for my family in the Philippines. So I think she'll be happy with a lot of these declutters as well, because she really likes when I bring her makeup for our family in the Philippines. Okay, so here we have all of my liquid and cream highlighters. This is a lot. I'm overwhelmed, but I've decided if anything is stinky, I'm getting rid of it. I don't care. I shouldn't have stinky makeup. So let's begin. This Merit highlighter is so beautiful. I love this thing so much, but it gets stinky so quick. I miss preservatives. Like, please put preservatives back into our makeup. I'd rather put preservatives on my face than spoiled, moldy, smelly makeup, to be honest. So please put preservatives back into makeup, please. I'm gonna get rid of this because it's really stinky. These are a couple of Sunny's Face highlighters, a like highlighter and then highlighter bronzer type situation. I've had these for way too long and they are starting to smell as well. I think I've had these for like 4 years probably. So I'm gonna say goodbye to these. Another product I absolutely love is this Mango People highlighter, but I've also had this for a handful of years and it is starting to smell. It didn't start to smell for a long time though, so I'm pretty impressed with it. And because of that, this is one that I would consider repurchasing like right away because I like it so much. But I do have so many highlighters that I don't need to be doing that anytime soon. However, this is one that I'm going to miss because I liked it so much and it's so pretty. It's a stick highlighter. I don't know if I'll be able to show the highlighter very well, but it's really pretty and I really like it. I also love the packaging. These are some stick milk highlighters that I have. I'm going to keep these 3 because luckily they do not smell. I'm so grateful for it. These 2 I'm going to get rid of because they're brand new. They still have those plastic caps on them. So I'm going to give these to my mom to give to the Philippines, and then I'll keep the other 3, and I'm really excited to have these. I'm also going to pass along this Flower Beauty highlighting balm because I don't reach for it, and apparently Flower Beauty is no longer a brand. This was really nice, but I think I have others that I like better. Something similar that I love is the Tower 28 highlighter, I think, or maybe this is a bronzer. It's in the shade Suncoast, but I use it as a highlighter and I really, really like it. I have 3 of these Surratt highlighters. They're kind of in like a sponge click up component, and I'm going to keep one of them, the shade right here, La May, I think it's pronounced, I'm not sure. And then I'm going to get rid of the 2 other ones. One is like a pink and then one is like a holographic pinky purple shade. I have 2 of these liquid milk highlighters, and these are different than the bronzers because they don't separate like the bronzers do, which is really nice, and it's not like liquidy or juicy or anything like that. So I'm going to keep the pinker one. I like this tone on me better, and I'm going to get rid of the golden one. I'm going to get rid of the Flower Beauty one because I don't use it. I just opened it and the tip was like crusty. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm sadly going to get rid of this. This is the Monse 7, I'm not sure, but my sister got this for me as a gift a very, very long time ago. I just opened it up because I rarely use it because it was so expensive, but the formula is not good anymore, and it's also like probably 5 years old, so I'm gonna pass along this. Something else that is extremely old is this Refi cream highlighter, and I really like this. I use this quite a bit actually, but now I think it's time to get rid of it because it's 4 years old. I just checked my photo history of like product I've received, and I got this in 2021. I have these Armani Beauty highlighters, and I like all of them. I might end up decluttering 1 or 2 of them eventually, but I think for now I'm gonna keep all of them. I've only used this Glossier Halo Scope like 2 times since I bought it. It used to be a huge favorite of mine, but I just swatched it on my skin, and I don't think I like this tone on my skin anymore. I think it's a little bit too separate than my skin tone, if that makes sense. Like, it sits on top of my skin rather than blends into it. So I'm gonna pass this along. I might give this to my sister because she is a deeper complexion than I am. I have a handful of these potted highlighters, one from MAC, one from Pearl Beauty, and then one from Tata Harper, and I like all 3 of them a lot actually, so I'm gonna keep all 3 of them. I have 3 of these espresso liquid highlighters. These are so beautiful. I love 2 of them, and then one of them's too deep for me. The shade Copper, this one right here, is too deep for me, but I really love these 2 shades, Pink and Sand. I used to love this Wet n Wild highlighter, but it seems a little too intense for my liking right now, and I just opened it up and it smells like alcohol. So yeah, but I did really like this when I did like it, but even if it didn't smell bad, I think I would get rid of it anyway because it's just too intense of a highlighter for me. I have 3 Phytosurgeons highlighters, Dew of Dawn, Mirrored Moonlight, and then Fresh Fog. I'm gonna get rid of Mirrored Moonlight because I think it's too yellow for my taste, and I like to keep Fresh Fog because sometimes I want a really bright highlighter under my makeup, so I'm going to keep this. I also like this in my inner corner, and then of course I love Dew of Dawn. It's like my favorite ever. Here they all are: Dew of Dawn, Mirrored Moonlight, Fresh Fog. I also have this Franken highlighter that Jason sent me a long time ago. It's very old and I never use it, but it's more of like a sentimental piece of makeup because it's so fun and reminds me a lot of like the early stages of phytosurgeons and everything like that. So this one is a keep. It is a new day and I've kind of forgotten where I left off. But I think it's these. I have these left to go through, and I think I'm gonna actually keep the majority of these because I do like a lot of them. I have a couple in here that are fairly new. So let's go through and see if I can pick any out that I do not want anymore and I can get rid of. I think I'll get rid of this Jones Road Beauty highlighter because I don't use this ever. So I can say goodbye to it. This is an Ancient liquid highlighter from Becca in the shade Opal. This was my favorite highlighter ever years and years and years ago. And I kind of kept this as a memento to the highlighter and also because I was too sad to get rid of it. But now I think I need to. It's really old. I never use it because it's so old. I don't need to hold on to it any longer. I also decided to take this out of the giveaway pile because I like it and I want to keep it. I actually really liked this Clover Beauty highlighter, but I think I have a lot of things that are similar to it that I can get rid of this one. It is really nice and I would consider looking at this again in the future. I obviously have too many highlighters to get through, but this is one that I really actually liked. I love mini makeup, so I'm absolutely keeping these mini Rare Beauty highlighters. I also really like to travel with these, so these are staying. I have a few of these stick highlighters that I'm also going to be keeping. This is really old. This is the Sephora Clean Glowing Multi-Stick. I really like this, so I'm going to keep this. And then the Versed one, this is fairly new to me. I'm going to put this in my to try bin because I've tried it a couple times and it felt dry, but I actually just watched it and it didn't feel as dry as I remember. So we're going to put that one in the to try bin. And then I'm also going to put this Fenty Beauty one in the to try bin because I haven't used it in a really long time, but I want to re-familiarize myself with it. And if I end up not liking it, then I'll declutter it. Same with the Versed one. I also have this Westman Atelier mini highlighter and I'm going to be keeping this too. This is nice to travel with and a lot of people really love this, but I don't use it very often. So I want to try it again and see what the hype is about. Here are a few like Dofa applicator highlighters. I like all three of them a lot actually. This Sunny's Face one is so pretty. It's really small and easy to travel with. I really like the Danessa Myricks one. The Vision Flushes are incredible and this one's so pretty. I think this is the shade Tiara. This is the shade Tiara. It's really old, but it smells fine and I haven't found that it's done anything weird to my skin, so I think it's okay. And then I loved this collab with Say. This shade is just so beautiful. This is the shade Ref Rose and I really want them to come out with more highlighters like this because it's just so pretty and I love this formula. So here we have a few of these bigger highlighters. They can be doubled as a highlighter or something you can put underneath your makeup. And I'm going to put this one in the to try bin because I really have never used this. This is from Pleasing Beauty. I don't know how to use this, so I'm going to try and figure that out. If I can't really figure out how to implement this into my everyday makeup routine or like a weekly routine and it's just a little bit too complicated, I think I might get rid of it. I really like this one. This is brand new from Statue Beauty. They sent this over. It's really cool. Let me show you. So it has a pump here and then you can also twist it open and it has a doe foot applicator, which I think is super cool. This highlighter is pretty intense though. Actually, I think I'm going to put this in the to try bin, see how I feel about it because it's really nice, but it might be too intense for my taste. This is the Live Tinted Hue Glow, and this is such a beautiful product. You can put this all over your face. I like to put this on my like shoulders and collarbone when it's the summertime and I have those like parts of my body exposed because it just illuminates them, makes them look really like healthy and glowy. So I love that this is multi-use and it's also just a really pretty highlighter. on like a no makeup day. And then finally for liquid and cream highlighters, I have these two Laura Mercier liquid highlighters. They're kind of like reminiscent of the Charlotte Tilbury magic wands or whatever they're called. They're really pretty. I like both of these a lot and I get a lot of use out of them actually. So I'm going to keep both of these as well. These are all of the liquid and cream highlighters that I am keeping. These highlighters are all going in my to try bin. And then these are all of the liquid and cream highlighters that I am decluttering. Okay, here are all of my powder ones. There's some over here as well. I just don't think you can see them, but I already know I'm going to have a difficult time with this because I'm looking at all of these and I'm like, oh no, I want them all. But let me think for a sec and see if I can get rid of any. So I've had this Melt Cosmetics highlighter for a few years now and I never reach for it. I never wear it and I swatched it and it's a tad glittery for my taste, so I think I'm gonna pass this one along. I've also had this Givenchy Prism Libre highlighter. It's a pink one. This is just too messy for me to want to use. I just opened it up and it's just a loose powder in here and I can't see myself wanting to reach for this because it is a loose powder and it's gonna be pretty messy to apply, so I'll pass this along. Essence Moonlighter Cushion from CLE Cosmetics. This is such a beautiful wet looking highlighter, but it expires pretty quickly and this expired in 2024, so I'm going to pass this along. This is fairly new to me. This is an ABH highlighter and I swatched it and it's really glittery, so I'm going to get rid of this one as well. I like highlighters that are more skin-like and wet, and this one's a bit too glittery for my taste. Okay, I'm at the point where I want all of these. I'm going to see if I want to put any in the to try bin to see if I can get rid of them. So I'm going to pick a handful of them that I'm looking at that I like don't fully know how I feel about. Okay, I'm gonna put these in my to try bin because some of them are pretty new, some of them I've never used before, and others I'm just questioning the shade for me. I'm gonna put all of these in the to try bin. I'm actually gonna add a couple more in here. I'm also going to add these 4 into the to try bin because I'm also not quite sure how I feel about these. And to be honest, I don't use highlighter that often. I do like a liquid highlighter and I find myself using those often, but powder highlighters I'm less likely to use, so I really don't need this many. But I don't want to haphazardly get rid of things because I feel like I need to, so I'm going to put these in the to try bin as well. It's a lot of highlighters to try, but I feel like it'll be a good practice to use my products and just formulate more decisive opinions about these things. So I'm going to put these in there as well. And then I'll be keeping all of these. This one is pretty sparkly. It's the Fenty Beauty How Many Carats highlighter. And this one I like to use on my eyes, but sometimes when I'm like going to a concert or something, I like to use this on my face as well. The Essence ones are just too good to get rid of. They're really, really good drugstore highlighters. I really like this Makeup by Mario one. The Wet n Wild one is really intense, but it is also a very good highlighter. I just got this one recently in Japan, like last year, so I don't want to get rid of this one yet. A classic is the Laura Geller one. I love this Fenty Beauty one. I've used a lot of it. I'll show you. It's just very well used and well loved, and the shade is so pretty. It's kind of like a pinky champagne gold shade. I don't know, it's really pretty. This one is for the memes. I can't get rid of it. It's just like a part of beauty history, so I'm gonna keep it. This MAC one, actually, I think I'll put in the to try bin because it's fairly new to me and I don't know how I feel about it, but I feel like this is an OG highlighter as well. Another one I'm keeping for the memes is the Mary Luminizer from the Balm. It's just iconic to me. And then I'm also going to put this in the to try bin. This is newer to me as well. Has so many fingerprints on it, but this is the Laura Mercier highlighter and it kind of reminds me of this Essence one, so I'm gonna see if they're similar and if I want to keep it. I also really like this Clinique one, mostly for the embossing, like the embossed flower, but the highlighter is also very pretty. So I'm keeping all of these. And for transparency, I'm also keeping these 3 unboxed highlighters. There's 2 Becca ones and then an extra Laura Geller one. These are all going in my to try bin, and these 4 I'm officially decluttering. So that was my bronzer and highlighter declutter. I hope you enjoyed. I did that over a span of like 3 days, which I think helped. I think if I did all of it at once, it would have been way too much. And maybe I would have had like decision fatigue and just ended up keeping everything and not wanting to get rid of anything. But I did calculate and I got rid of 34% of all of my bronzers, liquid, creams, and palettes all together. And then I got rid of 28% of all of my highlighters, liquids, gels, balms, and powders all together. So I feel pretty good about that. I think getting rid of 30% of product is always really good for me personally. I feel like for me, the goal is always like 50% less, but if I can get more than like 10%, I'm really happy with the results. So 34% and 28% decluttered is really good, I think. And hopefully I'll be getting rid of even more because I do have quite a few products in my to try bins, and I just suspect I'm not gonna like all of them and eventually declutter a large portion of them. So that'll feel really good and will add to the declutter. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products I talked about and I'll make sure to get back to you. I hope you're having a really good day wherever you are. I love you so much and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.